Okay, but do y'all actually understand what the Supreme Court just did? Okay, so remember how after slavery ended, they tried everything to stop black folk from using the vote that they just died for? Poll taxes, literary tests, grandfather clauses, bitch, all of it. So in 1965, they passed the Voting Rights Act to say specifically that you cannot do that anymore. That law is the whole reason why black districts exist in the first place. The whole reason why we have black congresspeople at all. Now fast forward to Louisiana. 1/3 of that whole state is black. 1/3. But then when Republicans drew the map for who represents who in Congress, they drew it so that black voters only controlled 1 out of 6 districts. A girl, 1 out of 6. That's illegal. And a court literally told them that's illegal. Fix it. So they fixed it and added a second black district. Then somebody turned around and sued that map, saying that it was a racial gerrymander. And today, the Supreme Court agreed. See, but here's where they got slick, because they said we didn't kill the Voting Rights Act. We just clarified what it means. But what they meant, what they clarified is that if you want to prove that somebody is diluting your vote, you now have to prove that they meant to do that. Like their purpose, their intention was to dilute your vote. That they meant to do that to you on purpose. And you got to bring receipts. You have to prove it. Girl, do you know how hard that is to prove? Like, these politicians do not put let's suppress black votes in writing. What they will say is something like, we're protecting Republican incumbents. And guess what? Today, the court said if it's partisan, it's legal. Even if it falls entirely on black voters. Even if the results look identical to Jim Crow era maps. Partisan cover is now legal cover. That's it. That's the ruling. And bitch, this is not some abstract future thing. Analysts are already saying this could flip 19 majority-minority seats. That means that this could put white candidates in the 15 seats that are currently being held by black congresspeople. You know when the last time something like that happened? After Reconstruction. When the white folk violently pushed black people out of the government. And that's the comparison that's being made by a Supreme Court justice in her dissent. Because 3 justices pushed back hard against this. Ketanji, because we already know, Kagan, and Sotomayor. And Kagan said, this is what she literally wrote. She said the majority just completed the demolition of the Voting Rights Act. She said a state can now, with 0 legal consequences, systemically dilute the voting power of minority citizens. She called it the biggest rollback of minority representation since Reconstruction. A Supreme Court justice said that in official legal writing, and it still passed 6-3. But here's what needs to be understood, because the news is not going to connect these dots for you. This is not the first time they've done this. That's right. In 2013, they gutted the other part of the Voting Rights Act. The part that made certain states have to get federal permission before they started changing voting rules. States with a documented history of discrimination. Gone. And the minute that happened, voter ID laws exploded. Polling places closed and lines for the voting booth got longer in black neighborhoods overnight. But today they finished what they started then. Both teeth got pulled today. So the law still exists on paper, but it can't bite now. Florida, Alabama, South Carolina, they were literally waiting on this ruling. Like, they had the new maps ready. Baby, Texas already redrew our map. These states are about to go crazy redrawing their district maps. And there is now almost nothing anybody can do about it in court, because you can't prove intent. And even if you could, they'll say it was partisan. Loop closed. No more loophole. So the next time somebody tells y'all, oh, just go vote, like it fixes everything, please understand what happened today. They are currently engineering the maps so that they will function in a way that your vote will count and matter less than it already does when you do show up. This is not paranoia. This is a 6-3 Supreme Court ruling that came down today. Wednesday, April 29th, 2026. Baby, this is the bad place.